In this film, we'll explore a concept that might strike you as too abstract. I certainly had a hard time wrapping my head around it at first. The concept I'm talking about is reflection, and the fundamental role it plays in mentoring. As one of my former consultant colleagues puts it, transferring those gems of wisdom that are passed on during an operation and that consolidate your theoretical knowledge. So what is reflection? How can we facilitate it? How through reflection can we become better mentors and better seafarers? Let's talk about it.
On the ships you start filling in these little bits and pieces that what we call experience, so you can do a smooth operation. And the reflection is important for both sides, for the mentor and for the recipient.
And a debrief is how it all went and what we could have done better, where everybody speaks up and tells their part of the story.
Creating a almost holistic view of the job by saying, okay, let's stand still and let's have a quick look of where we are and what we're doing. And that is what a mentor has to do, because if the mentor keeps rushing, his people that go through the ranks will rush as well.
And then find out why wasn't that done right, or why did they find it hard, or what's not safe, or how do they think that procedure can be improved. And you gain so much more information from that.
And to manage, you need a team and you need the perspective of different people, because you can't get all the perspectives right. So that's where you need people to give in their thoughts, and not to have like the dictatorship style, but to have a team style where they say their ideas, you reflect on your decision and get different, you benefit from the resources you have.
If I start at the beginning of my career is in submarines. Pretty much everything on the submarine was safety related. It's all about the social dynamics of supporting each other and having each other's backs. A junior guy down on the third level deck, there isn't any privacy really or anywhere to take a rest. So this area, which has machinery in it, was used for sort of a general meeting area where people will have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And one of the gyros for our navigation had spare gyros that were kept in a box, actually attached to the bulkhead. Unfortunately, at a great height to put your cups of tea and cups of coffee. What had happened is one of the junior guys had spilt his tea or coffee over the top of the box and actually broached the seal and entered this compartment, this box and all, with the gyro in it. Of course, an alarm went off and then an investigation started. And immediately these two young guys came forward. So they were invited to the captain's cabin, and they had no doubt that it wasn't to be shouted and screamed at, and why were you drinking tea there, or why did you spill tea over our very expensive gyro? And the captain personally thanked these chaps. By having that mentoring scheme, it meant that those guys owned up and made a quick result of what could have been a critical event. That means globally everyone benefits from the knowledge that was gained from that one incident.
Learning a thing theoretically and learning a thing through experience, I mean, there's a vast difference between that, actually. Everyone makes mistakes, right? Even me when I am a cadet. So those mistakes are just stepping stones for them to learn more.
So of course the reflection is absolutely key. And then of course positive reinforcement is the key, that you're always there, and also that you never ever belittle them or you cut them underneath, that they feel that they can open up. And if somebody comes with a question or with a wondering why this happened, that you take time to explain it to them, and that's how you gain their trust.
And I think that in a debrief, to try and point the finger at anybody or to make them feel very uncomfortable or making them feel ashamed of what's happened or what they've done is certainly not part of the procedure. If that sort of thing starts to happen, then people will try and hide things and be very unwilling to share. The whole point of a briefing is not to shame people, but it's to go through the procedure and to learn from it and to reinforce what did go well and to avoid anything that didn't run smoothly, to avoid that happening again. And shaming people is not the way to do it.
You do not commit it as a mistake. It's just part of a learning. You have to tell yourself that it's just part of a learning. Everyone makes mistakes, and you can go and move on. I think that's it.
I mean, the more you mentor and the more mentor-mentee relationships exist on board, the environment gets better because the trust is increased. Ideas come in. People feel more comfortable because they are opening up their heart and sharing what's deep inside, and not just professional but also personal.
One thing is because it's the right thing to do. Another is that it's going to help me at the end. If they know what to do, then that's going to help me, and at the end it's going to be less for me to do. So it's a little bit selfish as well. Of course it is. Another thing is that if they do well, then the ship will do well, and then the company will do well. And in our case here, we will get more guests. We will have a better business product.
At the end of the day, I think you'll agree, the more capable a team is, the easier the job becomes for everybody. From my own time at sea, which began 40 years ago this year, I know that an experience can be good or it can be bad, but the knowledge that comes from that experience can only ever be good. The key is to apply reflection in a constructive and positive way, taking those experiences and reflecting on them to turn them into experiential knowledge, defining what they mean to you, and then, the most important, sharing them. So what do you think? Do you have any stories that you'd like to share? Please join us in the conversation about mentoring through the Nautical Institute's social media platforms. Or why not take a look at our book, Mentoring at Sea, the 10-Minute Challenge.